talk therapy.
Do you ever feel like you're not fully in control of your day? Like something's pulling the strings without you even realizing? I've been thinking a lot about habits lately, not the obvious ones, but the sneaky, hidden ones. There's this one habit I recently discovered that's been dictating my mood. I didn't even notice it until I started journaling. It's like it hides in the background, making choices for me. And the worst part? I thought I was the one in charge. Turns out, I've been living on autopilot more than I'd like to admit. And it all starts the moment I wake up.
That's so weird. You just described what I've been feeling too. Like I go through the day reacting, not deciding. I think I know what habit you're talking about. Is it checking your phone first thing in the morning? Because I do that too, without fail. It sets the tone for the entire day. One scroll and suddenly I'm anxious, comparing or distracted. But I never really questioned it until now. It feels normal, but maybe that's what makes it dangerous. Let's unpack it together.
Exactly. It's that morning scroll that traps me. I open one app, then another, then news, then messages. Suddenly an hour's gone and I haven't even stretched. It's crazy how that one action defines my mindset. Some days I start off fine, others I'm spiraling by 9 a.m. And all because of what I consumed in those first minutes. It feels innocent, but it's setting my emotional temperature. I used to think I had willpower, but habits are stronger. They bypass intention and become reflex. And that's the scary part.
Totally. It's not just the time it takes, it's the energy. I start comparing my day to someone's highlight reel or stressing about news I can't control. By breakfast, I'm already overwhelmed, and I haven't even interacted with a real human yet. Sometimes I wonder, what if I didn't check my phone at all? Would my day feel calmer? More grounded? I've tried it once or twice, and honestly, yes. But the habit pulls me back in before I even notice. It's like muscle memory, but for the mind.
That's such a good way to put it. Muscle memory for the mind. It's like our brains crave distraction before clarity. When I resist the urge, it feels uncomfortable at first, almost like I'm missing out or ignoring something urgent. But most of it isn't urgent at all. It's just noise, tricking my brain into thinking it matters. I tried replacing it with 10 minutes of silence or deep breathing. It felt weird, but also strangely peaceful, like I was reclaiming something I forgot I had, my attention.
Reclaiming your attention. Yes, that's it. We treat our attention like it's unlimited. But where we place it builds our habits, and habits build our life. That morning scroll becomes an afternoon slump. Then I start skipping things I actually care about, like journaling, reading, or even calling someone I love. It's a ripple effect from one small habit. And what's scary is how unconscious it is. We don't choose it anymore, it chooses us. That's when you know it's time to change.
I wonder why this habit got so much power over us. Is it the dopamine? The illusion of connection? Or maybe it's just a distraction from discomfort. Like real life feels overwhelming, so we hide in feeds even though we know it's not helping us grow. It's easier to scroll than to reflect. Easier to consume than to create. But that ease is what keeps us stuck. Growth takes discomfort, and we're avoiding it daily, without even realizing it.
You're right. It's avoidance disguised as entertainment. And the worst part, we reward it with our time. It's almost like we're training ourselves to be distracted. Every tap, every scroll, it's reinforcing that behavior. So breaking it takes more than willpower. It takes a system, a conscious design of your day, like setting boundaries, turning off notifications, or using real alarms. Little voices that remind you you're in control. Not the algorithm, not the habit, you.
I love that idea, designing your day consciously. It makes me think of how intentional we are with outfits or meals, but so careless with how we feed our minds. We just let anything in: negativity, distraction, noise. What if we treated our attention like a sacred space, like only positive, useful things get to live there? It would probably change how we speak, think, and act. I've started making a list of habits I want to replace. Not just remove, but actually replace. That's how change becomes sustainable.
Yes, you can't just eliminate, you have to substitute. I try that with journaling in the morning instead of scrolling. It's not perfect, but it gives me clarity before chaos. Another thing that helped, putting my phone across the room, so I have to physically get up to check it. That small friction makes a big difference. It gives me a moment to ask, do I really need this right now? Sometimes I still reach for it, but more often I pause. And in that pause, I get my power back. That pause is where change lives.
Pause is golden. It's like the habit breaker. It makes space between impulse and action. And that space lets you choose, not react. Most of our bad habits are just unexamined reactions. We never stopped to ask why we're doing them. But once you become aware, you can't unsee it. Every scroll becomes a decision, not an accident. And decisions build discipline. It's slow, but it's freeing. That's what I'm chasing now. Freedom.
Freedom from your own loops. That's powerful. Because no one's forcing us to scroll. We're just stuck in patterns we didn't choose consciously. And the more we repeat them, the deeper they get. Like carving grooves into our brain. But awareness is the start of change. Once you notice, you can rewrite. And once you rewrite, you can redesign. Not just your morning, but your whole life. All starting from one habit.
You know what else I've noticed? How this habit affects self-esteem. The more I scroll, the more I compare. And comparison quietly chips away at confidence. Even if I know it's fake, it still gets in. Then I start doubting myself, procrastinating, overthinking. And suddenly I'm behind on what I really care about. But when I start my day on my own terms, I feel grounded, clear, even proud. It's like my mind says, "You've got this." And that sets the tone for everything else.
Wow, that hits hard. I felt that too. Like comparison steals my joy. It's not even about jealousy, it's more about pressure. Like I should be doing more, looking better, achieving faster. Even if I don't want their life, I feel like I'm not enough. But when I take control of my input, my thoughts are calmer, more focused on gratitude than lack. I can finally hear my own voice instead of the crowd. And that voice, it's kinder. It says, just keep showing up.
That's what consistency really is, isn't it? Not perfection, just showing up. But habits like phone scrolling steal that from us. They hijack our mornings, our moods, our motivation. And it all feels so casual, which makes it worse. No one warns you that this small act has big consequences. But the moment you take it seriously, everything shifts. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. Not shame, but strategy. That's where the power is.
Totally. It's about designing your life, not drifting through it. I've been thinking about the person I want to become and whether my current habits are building her or burying her. It's a tough question, but an honest one. Because identity isn't just dreams, it's routines. Who you are shows up in what you repeat, and if I repeat distraction, I become scattered. But if I repeat intention, I become empowered. So every morning is a chance to choose. Which version of me am I feeding?
That's deep. Are my habits building me or burying me? I've been thinking about my future self a lot. What would she thank me for? Definitely not more scroll time. Probably more stillness, more creation, more moments where I chose presence over stimulation. I've started imagining her cheering me on. Like, thanks for putting the phone down today. Thanks for journaling instead of comparing. That voice is helping me shift.
I love that. Future you as your guide. That makes the sacrifice feel worthwhile. Like you're not giving something up, you're gaining clarity. You're investing in the version of you haven't met yet. I'm going to try that too. Visualizing her when I'm tempted to spiral. What would she want me to do right now? Probably breathe, reflect, maybe stretch or write. Not scroll through someone else's life, but show up fully in my own.
That's what this all comes down to, doesn't it? Living your own life, not someone else's highlight reel. We say we don't have time, but really, we just lose it to habits that don't serve us anymore. It's not about being perfect, just present, making small shifts day by day, one habit at a time. It's less overwhelming that way and more realistic. Because change isn't a leap, it's a direction.
Exactly, a direction, not a destination. I've stopped aiming for productive and started aiming for intentional, because some days rest is the intention, but it's the mindless habits that feel most draining. Now I ask, does this recharge me or rob me? Does this align with who I want to be? If not, maybe it's time to pause, to listen, to choose something better. That's real growth.
Imagine if we all just paused before habitually reacting. We'd make better choices, feel more connected, and probably be kinder to ourselves and others. I think the scariest thing is realizing how long I lived unconsciously, but the most exciting thing, knowing I can wake up now. And once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep, not when you've tasted clarity. Now I catch myself in the act and smile. Because awareness isn't judgment, it's power. And I'm finally stepping into it.
That gives me chills, honestly. You're so right. Clarity changes everything. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about being aware enough to redirect. That's what makes you unstoppable. Not discipline alone, but understanding. I used to think I needed to hustle more. Now I know I just need to focus better on what matters and let go of what doesn't.
So, what's your plan moving forward? How do we keep each other accountable for this shift? I think I'll start with a morning phone-free challenge. Even 30 minutes, just time for me. Maybe add journaling or stretching instead. And track how I feel after a week.
Because when we track it, we own it.
Let's support each other through it, remind each other why we started, and build from there.
I'm in. I'll do the same and start a journal called The First Hour, just a place to reflect on how I use my morning. We can check in every few days and share what's working. Maybe even turn this into a mini podcast episode, because I'm sure others are struggling too. Let's make this about more than us. Let's start a movement of mindful mornings, where we take our power back one habit at a time. Ready when you are.